Next week, Monday Night Raw doesn't just move to Netflix, but it also starts John Cena's year-long retirement tour. Cena has stated that he would love to fight for a world title and potentially get to reign number 17. And he's not wanting to be just handed any opportunity, but instead earn them. And I think, and reports also seem to indicate, that Cena will get that opportunity at WrestleMania 41 this year in Las Vegas. And this is how I would book Cena into getting there. On January 6th, we know that John Cena will be on Monday Night Raw, and that will be the night that Cena talks about wanting that 17th World Championship and declares that he is entering the 2025 Royal Rumble in Indianapolis. Cena goes on to talk about the upcoming year when he is interrupted by, as Michael Cole would call him, a young upstart and a main roster rookie. It's Carmelo Hayes. Hayes states two different things. First off, that he is here on Raw as the newest member of the Red brand due to the transfer window. And Cena, well, Cena is not him anymore, but Carmelo, he is him. He then says that Cena is old news and Cena should end his retirement tour today, the same day he starts it. The two go back and forth for a little bit, with Cena in the end getting the better of the exchange, leading to a challenge and a match the following week. Now, on the January 13th edition of Monday Night Raw, Cena would have the match with Hayes and go on to pick up the victory. After that victory over Hayes, we do not see Cena for the next couple of weeks. John Cena next shows up on January 25th at Saturday night's main event in San Antonio, Texas. Cena is there talking about the next week, which is Royal Rumble, and he's here to announce something that he's never done before. He wants to enter number 1, but just like a few weeks ago, Cena is again interrupted. Cena this time is interrupted by Grayson Waller, and Waller brings up how they have done this before. Cena states that he remembers that night and how, well, he got the last laugh in London back at Money in the Bank in 2023. The two have a little bit of a back and forth, and it, well, ends the same way it did back in 2023, with Cena getting the better of things and hitting Waller with an AA. Waller just seems to never be able to get the better of John Cena, unlike his tag team partner Austin Theory, who defeated Cena at WrestleMania 39 with the U.S. title on the line. Now we get to the Royal Rumble in Indianapolis, and John Cena enters that Rumble at number 1. Now, this is the first time that Cena has done this, and it is his first appearance in a Royal Rumble match since 2018. That year, he entered 20th and finished 3rd. As time goes on and more superstars enter the match, you can see that it's starting to somewhat take its toll on Cena. John is battling hard and getting many eliminations. The story commentary is telling is if Cena starting number 1 was a good idea or not. After nearly an hour in the ring, there are 4 or 5 wrestlers left, counting Cena. A few more get eliminated, and we are down to our final 2. It's John Cena and his SummerSlam 2015 opponent, Seth Rollins. The two battle it out in the ring for a few more minutes, getting close to eliminating one another multiple times. At one point, Cena gets Rollins on his shoulder for an AA, seemingly with the win in sight. Cena starts to move towards the ropes as if he's going for the AA to throw Rollins over the top rope and out of the ring, but as they get closer to the ropes, Rollins gets out of it, jumps off Cena's shoulders, and, well, grabs a shocked John Cena and throws him over the top rope, out of the ring, and out of the Royal Rumble, dashing his hopes of a title match at WrestleMania. Rollins has defeated John Cena yet again, and this time, he didn't need the help from Jon Stewart. Seth Rollins does come out the next Monday on Monday Night Raw and says, I won the Royal Rumble. I get to choose who I face at WrestleMania, and he wants his World Heavyweight Championship back and will challenge Gunther for the title at WrestleMania 41. This now leaves Cody Rhodes without a challenger and the winner of the Elimination Chamber to challenge Cody. John Cena appears on the February 14th SmackDown and talks about how close he came to winning the Royal Rumble. He says that he still wants to fight for a world title at WrestleMania, and even though he thought Royal Rumble is the best way to get there, it's not the only way. It is then brought up how John Cena will be at the Elimination Chamber event in Toronto on March 1st. It is his last time in Toronto as an active wrestler, and so why not give the crowd something great Cena in the Elimination Chamber match? Now, Cena knows that he has to earn this opportunity and states that he will get that chance to earn the opportunity later tonight in a match with Grayson Waller. It's a qualifying match for the Elimination Chamber. Or it can be Austin Theory. It really doesn't matter. I think you see where this is going, though. Of the two, John Cena and Grayson Waller, main event that night SmackDown in Washington, D.C. You have a pretty good 12-minute match with Cena getting the win and a chance to challenge Cody Rhodes for the undisputed WWE Championship. That's if he can win the Elimination Chamber. Inside the chamber, Cena has a 3-3 record. He won his first 3 chamber matches and lost his last 3. Now we make it to Toronto on March 1st for the Elimination Chamber, and the men's Elimination Chamber match is the main event of the show. Cena does not start the match, but others in the match are, let's say, Roman Reigns, Finn Balor, Drew McIntyre, Damian Priest, and Braun Strowman. Now, most of these names I just mentioned, kind of interchangeable. It doesn't really matter who they are except for Roman Reigns. I think Roman being in the match could lead to some thinking that we can get Roman versus Cody for a 3rd year in a row at Mania, making Cena winning the match not as predictable, I could say a little less predictable going into the event. The match goes on for a while. One by one, different men exit their pods, but not Cena. Unlike the Rumble, where Cena started number 1 in the Elimination Chamber, Cena is the last out of his pod. Cena finally enters the match, and at this point, only a few men are left in the ring, and Cena is a house of fire, getting all 3 of the final eliminations, winning the 2025 Elimination Chamber, and moving on to WrestleMania to challenge Cody Rhodes for the undisputed WWE Championship. The next Friday, John Cena is on SmackDown, talks about how Cody Rhodes is the face of the company. He does everything that is asked of him. First one there, last one to leave, makes all the appearances, and the kids love him. Just like him when he was full-time on the road. He mentions all the different parallels between him and Cody, and eventually, Cody comes out. Cody enters the ring and tells Cena that this city has a little bit of history between the two of them because they are in Philly. The last time the two of them were in the same ring together in Philly was last year at WrestleMania 40. Granted, Cena was only in for mere moments before being taken out by The Rock. Yet Cody thanks Cena for having his back that night and says that it would be an honor to wrestle John at his final WrestleMania, 1 year after he captured the very title that they will be competing for. The two have a respectable back and forth, and the segment ends. When it comes to delicious, there's nothing quite like David's Cookies 5-pound cookie and brownie tin. Imagine the joy of opening a tin filled with an irresistible assortment of freshly baked cookies and rich, fudgy brownies. Perfect for sharing with family, gifting to friends, or indulging yourself. This tin is packed with love and flavor. Whether it's for a special occasion or just because, make every moment sweeter with David's Cookies 5-pound cookie and brownie tin. Order now with our link in the description below. Hit that QR code on the screen or use our link pwunlimited.co/David's Cookies now to get yourself or someone special that ultimate dessert experience. Over the next month, WWE goes on a month-long tour overseas, and Cena does appear on a few of those shows. A couple house shows, a few SmackDowns, and maybe a Raw or 2. The company returns to the United States at the start of April, and both Cena and Rhodes appear on the April 4th SmackDown from Chicago. John Cena opens the show and is talking about WrestleMania coming up in 2 weeks. Talks about how he plans on defeating Cody Rhodes for the title and will win his 17th World Championship. Cena is then interrupted not by the American Nightmare, but by American Made. Chad Gable, Ivy Nile, and the Creed brothers come out to the ring and talk about how Cena does not deserve this shot at WrestleMania. He is an American hero, Gable that is, and it is a shame he keeps getting overlooked. How can Cena just waltz back in and get whatever opportunity he wants, Gable states. Now, Cena reminds Gable how he earned this title shot after failing at first at the Royal Rumble, but yet winning the Elimination Chamber. After some back and forth, American Made actually attacks Cena 3-on-1 with Cody Rhodes coming out and making the save. This then leads to a match in the main event where Cena and Cody team up against the Creed brothers. The WrestleMania opponents would, of course, win that match. Now, April 18th is the final SmackDown before the 2-night WrestleMania event in Las Vegas. At this point, we know what night the WWE Championship match is taking place, and that would be night 2. Now, on that SmackDown Go Home show, the broadcast is main evented by a final meeting in the ring between John Cena and Cody Rhodes. John Cena talks about how his night will go one of two ways. But for Cody, it can go multiple ways. Multiple things will happen for him. He says for him, it's either beat Rhodes and become a 17-time world champion, or, well, he won't, plain and simple. Yet for Rhodes, a few different things will happen for him, no matter what. He gets to wrestle Cena in his final WrestleMania match. He gets to main event WrestleMania against John Cena, and in a way, it is passing the torch officially to him as the guy, the next Cena, which, well, people have already been calling him for the last few years. Rhodes then goes on to talk about the respect he has for John Cena and how Cena really changed the game, allowing Cody to be able to do the things that he does today as the face of the company. Now, Cena tells Cody to not kiss his ass, and how we have heard Cody say all this about a month ago already, after Cena became the #1 contender. Cody would then go on to say that, in all fairness, John is great, but he is no Ric Flair. He talks about knowing Flair and seeing the great things Flair did back in the day. He then says a very insider line of, quote, even if you can beat me, are you really beating Flair's record? Now, for clarity on this one, if you don't know, between the NWA and WCW championship reigns, Flair technically won 21 world titles, but only 16 of them were actually counted in the record books. Now, Cody would continue on and say something along the lines of, quote, like my father, Ric Flair was a hero of mine, a real world's champion that I modeled myself after. And maybe I don't think you should break this record. The crowd starts to stir a little bit and boo Cody for that line. Cena chuckles and tells the crowd to calm down. He notes that he understands where Cody is coming from, and he wants to beat Ric Flair's record if he truly earns it. He tells Cody to hold nothing back, give him the hardest match of his life, and do your best to try and beat me. Quote, speaking of Ric Flair, I may beat you and break his record, or you will be my Shawn Michaels. Tell me you love me, give me a crossroads, and beat me like Shawn beat Rick at WrestleMania 24. Yet the difference is my career won't end at WrestleMania, so even if you beat me, my story is not over yet. John gives Cody a little bit of a wink after he throws out that storyline, and the crowd reacts big to it. The two go back and forth another minute or two, with both agreeing to have the best match they could possibly have, as a hard-hitting, no-holding-back fight to see who the better man is. The two leave with respect for one another, but basically with Cody insinuating that Cena may not be as good as Ric Flair, and that has somewhat turned the crowd against Rhodes, as many want to see Cena win number 17. The day has come. It's night 2 of WrestleMania 41 in Las Vegas, and night 1 was a hell of a night with a number of great matches, and everyone is super excited for night 2, especially the main event of John Cena versus Cody Rhodes for the WWE Championship. Both men make their way down to the ring for the match, both baby faces getting babyface reactions, but some pockets of the crowd in Vegas not fully in favor of Cody Rhodes. We have pockets of boos during his entrance inside Allegiant Stadium, and many there, if not most, want to bear witness to history being made, Cena winning number 17 live and in person. As far as the match goes, the two have an amazing 35-minute match with many peaks and valleys and no real shenanigans. Does Cody go through the announce table with an AA at one point? Maybe. Does Cody drop Cena on a chair with a crossroads at one point? Maybe. The match is all about the two of them. Unlike Cody's match 1 year prior against Roman Reigns, no one comes out during the match to get involved. In the end, it looks like Rhodes may have it won. Yet Rhodes does something to try and ensure himself the win that actually backfires. He hits Cena with a crossroads, and it looks like Cena is down and out. Cody thinks it's not enough though, so he goes to lift Cena up for a second one and does hit it clean. Cody looks around to the crowd and yells, quote, one more time for good measure. Yet that pandering to the crowd was his downfall, as he tries to pick up Cena for a third crossroads, and Cena reverses him, throws Cody up on his shoulders, and hits him with a huge attitude adjustment, falling right on top of Rhodes for the cover, pinning him 1, 2, 3, and winning the undisputed WWE Heavyweight Championship, thus becoming a 17-time world champion. Now, if all of this said, some of the names and dates could be shifted around, like maybe it's not Carmelo Hayes who gets the first match with Cena in the retirement tour, and maybe different men are in the chamber match. Hell, maybe it's not even Seth Rollins who wins the Royal Rumble, Maybe it's somebody like a Drew McIntyre or a CM Punk. But in the end, I've always thought that at this WrestleMania, Cena's last WrestleMania, he would win his 17th world title. Yet my original story for this was actually Cena challenging Gunther for the world title, and the match being more than just Cena trying to win number 17. But Gunther being the big bad heel, the anti-American heel, and Cena beating him for America. Yet, with recent reports of Cena versus Cody for the title in the works and being basically confirmed by multiple outlets, I shifted my ideas with the same thing in the end. Cena closing out night 2 of WrestleMania 41 as a world champion, standing at the top of the ramp in front of the stage, saluting the crowd in Las Vegas, capping off a great weekend. But finally, this is all just solely based off my ideas, how I would like to see this go, and how I'd maybe book it if I was in charge. I'm not in any way trying to say that this exactly is what is going to happen, because I don't really know. If it does, cool. But if it does not end up like this, and Cena just has a match with, let's say, Randy Orton at WrestleMania, then so be it. But that's why it's called fantasy booking. It's fun to come up with ideas and storylines that you would like to see play out, whether you guess correctly or not.